have humans stopped natural selection evolution, and will overpopulation be our end? Okay, so lots of people ask me this question. Have we stopped evolving? Have humans stopped evolving? No, we have not stopped evolving. But we have to understand the time scales on which evolution is visible. Human beings, we our species is called Homo sapiens, right? If you go back 250,000 years before today, you find skeletons, ancient skeletons of Homo sapiens in various parts of Africa, typically 2.5 lakh years before today. Those skeletons of Homo sapiens are anatomically and physically identical to ours. So those are called anatomically modern human beings. And that goes back about 2.5 lakh years before today. So in a quarter of a million years, we have not evolved noticeably. We are more or less the same. You go back a half million years, you will see significant changes. You go back a million years, you will see even more changes. You go back 3 million years, our ancestors were the same as the ancestors of the chimpanzees. You go back 5 million years ago, even the gorillas become 5 or 6 million years before today. Our ancestors and the chimpanzees ancestors and the gorillas ancestors were the same, right? So evolution happens over very long time scales. You don't evolve in 10 years or 100 years or 1,000 years or 100,000 years. Typically, the evolution, the process of evolution and the effects of evolution are visible over very long time scales, lakhs of years, hundreds of thousands of years, quarter of million years, maybe more. So we are evolving. We are certainly evolving, but we will not become a different species in the next 100,000 years, unless we mess up our genetics with various gene editing and other experiments, right? So we have not stopped evolving. Evolution is still happening, but it's not visible. The effects are not visible. That takes a very long time to become apparent. The second question is, will overpopulation be our end? I don't think so. Right now, all the birth rates, the fertility rates in most of the countries in the world are declining. In Japan, it's way below replacement rate. In Russia, it's below the replacement rate. The replacement fertility rate is 2.1 children per woman. That's what I think it is. In India, it's now 2. So we are below replacement in India as well. Overall, right? In all the industrialized nations in Western Europe, etc., everywhere. In Turkey, in Iran, you have populations that have the entire national population that has fallen below the replacement rate. And then there are new viruses, etc., that are emerging. We are done with the previous one. Now it seems there's a new one coming up. So it looks like this is the decade of the virus, and they're going to keep on coming up with various incentives for human beings to stay locked down and under lock and chain and that sort of thing. So I don't know. So I don't think we are going to end up going far beyond the current population of the world. Yeah, in the very low income nations, the population is still rising. In Pakistan, I think the country is way above replacement rate. It's a very backward country. It's a very poor country. It's a very the literacy rate is very low. And typically, there's an inverse correlation between literacy rate and the fertility rate. The higher the literacy percentage of a nation, the lower is the rate of fertility. In Pakistan, it's very low. And I think the number of children per woman is about 4 or more than 4. But overall, if you look at the entire planet, the trend is downwards. So if this trend continues, we may even have a population crash in the next 100 years. So let's see how that goes. But it doesn't look like overpopulation will be our end. Hopefully there's no end. Hopefully we go on for the next few thousand years and, good future for humanity. I hope so.